Hello and welcome to a new week of Sunday League to Legend here on Football Manager 21 and on YouTube. This is our story with Leyland Albion, my local Sunday League team who I played for as a youth player. We're taking them all the way from level 10 to the dizzy heights of the Premier League and hopefully Europe as well. It has been a while since last you were here. Plenty has happened in the save. So I just want to give a bit of an update today on how things have been going. And then on Wednesday, we have a double game week. We're going to play both Charnock Richard and Squires Gate in quick succession and put that up on YouTube. In the meantime, let's have a look at the results. The last time we were on YouTube was the win over Longridge Town, 7-1. Better than I think anybody would have expected against what I think is actually a pretty strong side here at level 9. We have played 12 games since then. 12 have been played. 5 of them have been in the Cup. So in fact we've only played I think 11 league games in total. We are top of the league. We are doing well. We'll come to that in a second. We'll have a look at the league table. As you can see, we scored 7 goals for the second time in succession away at Stockport Town at the Stockport Sports Village in front of just 183 fans. Never let it be said that level 9 isn't glamorous. Plenty of rotation has been happening in the different cup games. So as you can see, the likes of Boubacar Balde and Ricardo Santos there on the score sheet for this one. 7-2. Yeah, again, conceding goals into the second half. Johnny Lawton and Rob Parsonage with the goals for Stockport Town. But we got through, and that would take us to the Counties Cup first round, in which we drew a tough team, Northwich Victoria. Now, they're actually the team giving us a run for our money in the league. Their second place to our first. So it was going to be a difficult fixture. We then beat Earlham by 3-0, picking up a clean sheet for the first time in the Northwest Counties Premier League. Really key game this. I thought we played well at the back with the likes of Tommy Lent and Craig Stanley there at the back. In fact, Lent was on the score sheet. He's been pretty good for us at set pieces. Connor Comer and Tom Dawson are 2 leading strikers, both on the score sheet. We then played 1874 Northwich in the Northwest Counties Premier, and it was a Desmond, a 2-2 draw where we let the lead slip twice back at the Lancashire FA County ground. Now this is the only draw we've had this season. The rest, all wins. So we could perhaps forgive ourselves for that. That actually sparked a bit of a change of fortunes for Giannis Kontakos, our Australian goalkeeper. It just made me think that perhaps he's getting beaten a little bit too easily, and therefore we need to look at his replacement in a bit more detail. That replacement is Adam Matheson. He came in for this 3-2 win away at Washington. This in the Build Base FA Vars second qualifying ground, which would then put us into the first round proper from there. An away win. We had to really gut it out, especially with late goals. Boubacar Balde with another one. But Andreas Mikal for Washington made it a little bit interesting in the final few minutes. We then had Northwich Victoria. So this one in the Northwest Counties Cup first round. And we were assisted really by the sending off. Ashley Dunn just shy of the hour when we were 1-0 up. And we turned that into 2-0, which we needed because of Micah Edwards. Really good striker, actually. He's caused us all sorts of problems. So quite pleased to just get this one out of the way. 2 goals from Connor Finlayson. So at the moment we've got up front Tom Dawson and Connor Comer. But Finlayson is pushing for the start. He's our third striker. And to be honest, there's not much in it. He's really unlucky to actually be at a club when we've got such good competition for him. We then had a 4-1 win against Widnes. Pretty standard this one. 2 men sent off for Widnes. And it was here Giannis Kontakos back in the side following the cup games. Own goal, and it really was a bad one as well. He just spilled it over the line, and that sort of spelled the end for him, really. It had to be. We had to start looking at other alternatives. As you can see, Finlayson on the score sheet in as early as the first minute. Connor Comer with another goal, and Joshua Ede getting on the score sheet as well. Then had another sending off. It was Brian Curran this time for Bursko. Very similar badge to Northwich Victoria, but it was a clean sheet for us. 2 goals, Ede and Comer yet again getting on the score sheet. An exciting game in the Bill-based FA Vars first round in front of 464 fans back at the Lancashire FA County Ground. So this was against Loughborough University. Great badge, really like that one for the Loughborough Uni team. We were pretty much in control. It should have been a lot clearer as to our performance and the result, but they got a late goal through Dennis Muir in the 92nd minute, which sort of reduced the arrears slightly. I think 6-2 was probably the right scoreline. 6-3 makes it look like they had a bit of a chance. Again, plenty of rotation, so you can see goals there from Boubacar Balde, Thomas Stevenson Gallagher. Remember him from last season? Still part of the squad. Old Diego played, but did come off injured as well. Trent Coulter getting a game. Doesn't always start these days. We've brought in a lot of competition in central midfield, because it was certainly an area of weakness. Last year we relied on old Diego and Trent Coulter exclusively pretty much throughout the season. Not been able to do that this year. Brought in better players because the rest of the team play better with better central midfield. Who would have thought? Ashton Athletic were our next opponents, and it's the start of 2 games that were away from home and 2 close ones as well. A 3-2 win here. We were thankful for Tom Dawson's goal on the 56th minute, because without that it probably would have been a 2-2 game over at Brocksteades Park. Ashton Athletic not doing so well. Our next opponent, New Mills, are 3rd in the table. In fact, they've been 2nd pretty much since the start of the season. Massive scoreline here. 5-4. Connor Comer with a hat-trick. Dawson and Finlayson, so our other 2 strikers on the score sheet as well. Sheldon Payne actually looked really good for New Mills, deserves a lot of credit, but it was Obi Anora's late goal that sort of put the cat amongst the pigeons, and thankfully we had established a 5-3 lead just before that. So New Mills, much like the Holker All Boys last season in Level 9, are going to be some stiff competition for us going forward. Then had our next cup game, the North West Counties Cup 2nd round. Not really invested in this competition at all. Last year we got knocked out, I think, in the first qualifying round, so it never really crossed our radar. Had to go into extra time. Carl Jones with our opening goal, Finlayson on the score sheet, and Boubacar Balde. So he's doing pretty well in cup games. Not getting the start in the league, he doesn't even get a look in really. Neither does Carl Jones. So they're really our 4th and 5th choice strikers. But we were pegged back a little bit by Kamel Lard. 2 goals for them meant that we went into extra time at a score of 2-2. They are a bit lower down. They're back in level 10. So it was a bit disappointing. But given the changes that we'd made, it was only to be expected, really. In fact, we did even play Kontakos back in goal, giving him another start. And in the most recent fixture, we won out by 3-2. Jeff Fuller got a really late one for Runcorn Town over the Pavilion Sports Complex. So without that, we'd been sort of 3-1 in a quite commanding lead. We were 3-0 up at the break. Managed to concede 1 goal on the 70th minute. But as you can see, that man Connor Comer, another penalty, just seems to keep scoring. We've managed to keep hold of him, which I think is probably the biggest surprise of the season so far. I mean, last season he got over 50 goals for us. This year he's on something like 17 already. And we've only played 11 league fixtures. He hardly plays any of the cup games. As you can see, he's only played 1 game in the North West Counties Cup. And that was providing an assist for us. Yeah, in 11 starts in the league, he's got 17 goals and 8 assists there. An average rating of over an 8 again. So really big player for us. Not sure what we're going to do if he does leave. I suppose we'd rely on Dawson and Finlayson, who are both scoring at decent rates as well. But yeah, as you can see, 69 league goals now for him. There are clubs, of course, that are interested in him. There always are. These clubs are a level above us, but so far he seems to be denying the opportunity for a move. They keep coming in and they keep being rejected. So until he actually leaves, well, he's going to be here, and hopefully we're going to get to the stage where we can actually offer him a proper contract, one for a bit of money each week rather than the appearance fee. He is on an extortionate appearance fee, which is, I think, about £200 a game. So, I mean, imagine paying that. Our finances are good, though, so I'm not too worried about it. We've got plenty of room in the old wage budget. His stats aren't remarkable. So, his finishing of 11 is good for level 9. Heading of 10, technique of 10, first touch of 9. But it's still not, fantastic. We do play as an advanced forward, so that would explain sort of some of the physical stats coming into the picture there. But he stayed, as has Harry Walker. He's had offers as well, so pretty pleased that both are still with the club. In terms of the competitions, we are, of course, in both cups still, the Bill-based FA Vars and the North West Counties. The expectations were only to reach the first round of both, so we've surpassed those. We're into the quarter-final now of the North West Counties Cup, where we've drawn New Mills, who, as you can see in the league table, are third. They've played 13 games, though. Northwich Victoria have just pegged them back, just in the last few weeks, for that position. In fact, can we see them? No, we can't. In terms of the FA Vars, we've got Winsford. Don't know about Winsford. Don't know if they're any good or not. But that's the second round to come in just a few weeks' time. In terms of the league, we are doing really well. We've obviously got top spots by 3 points over Northwich Victoria. It has been a pretty competitive league, I have to say. Nobody has sort of run away with it in terms of performance against us. We do come up against Charlotte Richard next to our bottom of the league, only 4 points from 1 win and 1 draw this season. We then play Squires Gate, who are currently stationed in 15th and haven't got a win in their last 5. So we have actually, I should say, fixtures to come that are all pretty much at home. So the Lancashire FA County Ground, as we await the completion of Fox Lane, we have the next 5 fixtures taking place back at our own gaff. So really good opportunity for us. 4 of them in the league. So, if that was to be 12 points, that would be really positive. Our goal difference is good. It's the best in the division. And then, of course, we've got Winsford in the FA Vars second round. Would like to, of course, if we can, get a big team in the FA Vars. I mean, if we can get a National League team, for example, when they enter the competition, that would be great. Be happy with that. Let's get them back at Lancashire FA Ground and let's see what we can do. As we said before, we've got New Mills in the North West Counties Cup quarter-final, so probably expect a weakened side when we play Whitchurch. That would probably be something to look out for, just because I don't want to be embarrassed by the New Mills. Certainly not. Having beaten them already this season away from home, we should be doing the business at home. But I suspect it's not a game that we're going to be able to rotate too many of our players. In terms of transfers, there's currently an offer in for Harry Walker, which is an offer to him because he's on non-contract terms. So 2 offers at the minute. Doesn't really worry me so much. He's rejected Washington already, and then he's just got Eastwood on the table. He's not a regular starter for us, just as of late. He's only just come back from injury. And as such, Tom Dawson has been spending a bit of time on the right wing, as has Connor Russo before his recent injury. So he's currently out, I think, for about 4 weeks with a strain. So ideally, I'd like to get Harry back in the side. He's just not quite up to full fitness. And even playing in our under-23 side, our under-18s, not quite doing it for him there. In terms of the players that we've brought in, obviously we've brought in several, and we keep bringing more in just to bolster the squad. We haven't let anybody go yet, we're just building up. So a lot of the time, who are young players who are part of the squad, we'll just nip back down to the under-23s just while we bring in more senior players. So in the last few weeks, we've brought in the likes of Paul Marshall, Matt Thornhill, both central midfielders. Jose Gabriel Aguilar from Ashton Athletic, really impressed when we played against them. And then Jamie Best is a new signing. Again, bolstering our midfield ranks. Any players at this level that have got a bit of yellow on their stats is probably somebody we should really be having a look at. He's one of the many players that we've brought in on trials, and then we've transferred him into a full contract. As you can see, just look at all these players that have come in on trials as of late. They keep coming up on the scout report. They keep being suggested to me by either themselves or their agent, and as a result, I will have a look at them, bring them in for a week, and just see what they've got. And if so, we'll sign them. As you can see on that page there, the likes of Matt Thornhill's there, Jamie Best. We have been looking at several players throughout the season and deciding whether they're up to it or not. So that is pretty much the update here for Sunday League to Legend this week. Connor Comer, our top goal scorer, with 17 goals. He's got 9 assists and an average rating of 7.93 overall, because that includes his cup game as well. If we lose him, we might be in quite a lot of trouble. So tune in on Wednesday as we play both Charnock Richard and Squires Gate in consecutive home games at the Lancashire FA County Ground. I'll see you then.